Coflict is a new and uniquely effective program for preventing dysfunction and reducing conflict. It leverages evidence-based best practices from many disciplines. Coflict's unique contribution and the power of its solutions come from what we call its meta model. This essentially means borrowing pieces from various disciplines and putting them together similar to a giant jigsaw puzzle to create a superior method for preventing dysfunction and reducing conflict. Our requirements were that the resulting method address true root causes, that it be practical for ordinary people, and it be affordable for anyone in any life condition. We spent over 4 decades finding and sorting the right pieces into the final product. We studied behavioral data points from every age and ethnic group in North America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. The Coflict process embeds best practices from psychology, statistics, anthropology, software engineering, complexity science, mediation, team building, neurobiology, and more. You will find in-depth information on these borrowings at our website, coflict.org. To ensure that the model actually gets correct results, required a testing methodology combining the rigor of software development, the depth of system dynamics, and patterns derived from experimental psychology and neurobiology. After each series of tests, the weaknesses in the method were exposed and were then reworked and retested. This process of breaking and fixing until Coflict got the right results for almost any human condition now enables us to provide programs of great efficiency and human value for ordinary people.
Coflict does not replace or interfere with personal choices regarding religion, psychotherapy, legal systems, political beliefs, or identity. It seeks to augment these and supply a new and superior set of tools that get at the root causes for the very first time and heal systemic problems beyond capability of conventional programs that only fix symptoms. To see where we get our data and how the method works, let's take a closer look at one of our current programs, which seeks to find the optimal approach for men who are incarcerated or on probation to improve their own lives and give greater help to their children and spouses by developing new fatherhood skills. Here's a system dynamic model of this program. The necessary outputs to prove its worth are 1. Reduction in recidivism, 2. An improvement in their child's school achievement and mental well-being, 3. Accelerated rehabilitation and re-entry of the former felon, and 4. A reduced tax burden for society. The data loaded into the model comes from a combination of validated studies of incarceration and fatherhood, and performing hundreds of on-the-ground scenarios from those within the justice system to find the most critical variables, what is known in system dynamics as high leverage points. This data is then simulated over thousands of iterations in the computer program, and the results compared to known reality. The variables are then tweaked and rerun over and over until the results match reality. Finally, the model can then be loaded and the needs of a given situation, such as Connecticut State Prisons, with specific data points for dollars available, number of men per workshop, current recidivism rate, and then the model will then output the priorities for achieving maximum effect with the resources at hand. At this point, a baseline program for improving the situation of these men to enable effective fatherhood can be prepared and given to a series of classes of rehabilitating men with largely predictable results.
Let's now take a look at what a Coflict program looks like in real life. Our example is a partnership with a nonprofit called Girl Uplift. It seeks to develop coping skills for children within 2 age groups, 7 to 12 and 13 to 17, initially in West Africa and then in the United States. The program, whose structure and priorities were created for the system dynamics perspective, uses best practices from psychology, team building, game theory, political science, and cultural anthropology to give the students the opportunity to actually practice these skills in real time. It uses a series of games, each of which addresses certain skills, starting with identity, self-esteem, and empathy, then proceeds to communications and culture, including gender culture, then negotiation, teamwork, and role-playing, until its final destination where children and parents participate in a nation-building exercise. In its Liberian implementation, it sets the stage for children to learn the necessary emotional and negotiation skills to reduce the incidence of sexual abuse of young girls, then advances to more advanced skills of understanding the dynamics of how Liberia became the world's poorest nation in spite of a wealth of natural and human resources, and how to act to reverse that downward spiral. Although we offer this as only one example, skills learned in this program are easily generalized to any group of children or adults to address particular situations. Here is a simplified model of human behavior and how it relates to real-world dynamics as opposed to interest group agendas. Note the neutrality of the approach and its underpinnings derived from not only the findings of science, but also the actual experience of ordinary people who may not have the financial or educational resources to compete in a difficult economy. To learn more about how these programs can help your community or how you can help us, please call 844-548-5824 or visit our website at coflict.org or email us at info@coflict.org.